With Coach Kelly Poppinga, the outside linebackers coach, you've got maybe the deepest group that BYU's had in a long time.
Yeah, no, they've come out and responded really well in the first week, and I'm really happy with what they've done, especially with Kyle and Jordan and Ziggy. They've really come out and responded really well. Those three guys, and we have some guys that are injured that will be coming back next week with Jamison Frazier and Jaden Wagner, and then Alani Fu is starting to emerge, but. A really deep group and 6-7 guys that I really trust, and really the rest of them, Seth Provert and Tanner Cox and Connell Hess, are all great role players. And if anything happened with those top guys, I'd feel totally comfortable with those other guys going in. They know what they're doing, they're trustworthy, and the whole group has just been busting their tails for the last week, and we're just really happy with them.
How important is the cross-training between guys knowing how to do Sam and Will? Because when you have Jamison and Jaden unavailable at the start of fall camp, and you need to have guys like Kyle go over and play ball.
Yeah, Kyle knows it, Jordan knows it, Jamison knows it, Alani could do it. There's a number of guys that can do it, and those guys that can do it are really special players. They got to know a lot, they got to understand the defense, and Kyle's done a great job as a true freshman coming from last year, knowing both positions, and now coming into this season, just being able to put them wherever we need them. And he's responded really well with that, and he's made a lot of plays in the first week, and it's kind of fun to see this guy emerge as just a physical specimen, a guy that's out there dominating and flying around and making a ton of plays, and just continue to hopefully see him progress as a player and continue to get better.
What are the main differences between the Sam and Will linebackers?
The Sam backer is more of a coverage guy, more in coverage, probably 70% in coverage, 30% probably blitzing. And then probably vice versa for the Will. Will is probably 70% of the time going to be going after the quarterback, and about 30% of the time dropping out. And so the Sam backer into the field of the field of the offense has to be able to make a lot more plays out in space by himself, where the Will backer is going to just be rushing off the edge most of the time.
Any idea where those names Sam and Will came from, or is it just because strong and weak?
No idea. Probably just Sam for strong side of the field and weak for weak side of the field is my guess.
Okay, what makes the strong side of the field the strong side and the weak vice versa?
Just dependent on the strength of the formation, basically. More times than none, the offense is going to line up the strength of their formation to the field, and the weak side is going to be to the boundary or to the short side of the field. And so that's kind of how it goes, at least for our defense.
So you have guys playing Sam and Will. Would they switch then depending on how the offense lines up, or are they on the same side of the field the whole time?
No, they're going to stay on the same side of the field, and then our secondary will make everything right behind them. If there's motions or shifts or things like that, our secondary will be able to make everything right.
So in other words, your Sam linebacker plays primarily on what would be the strong side, but not necessarily exclusively so.
Yeah, probably 95% of the time on the strong side, and then probably 5% of the time offense will shift into the short side of the field, and then the strength of their formation will be on the short side of the field. But then, like I said, we adjust with our secondary. So
a lot of people play a 4-3, putting the 4 down linemen. BYU does the opposite, 3-4 with 3 down linemen. So what does that say about the importance of the linebackers in BYU's defense?
Well, that's why we switched up the defense 6 years ago when Coach Menhall came in here with his 3-3-5. He just realized that we'll always be able to recruit really good linebackers. If it's outside linebackers or inside backers, we'll always be able to get those guys to come here. And that's we wanted to get the strength of our team out onto the field. And over the last 6 years, you've been able to see our outside backers and our inside backers really emerge. And to see those number of guys, go into the NFL and play there, you're just able to see the talent that we've had here at those 4 positions.
And talk about Ziggy, a guy that's only been playing football for about a year. I mean, he'd be that much better had he played, even just in high school. How fast he's learning the game, and talk about just his athleticism.
The progress that guy's made in 1 year is amazing. And to see what he's done in the first 6 days of practice, he's blowing me away right now. And he has a long way to go, but the potential of that guy is the sky, really. And he's just really picked up on the knowledge and understanding of the Will position, and has become a really good outside rusher, and has done a great job at rushing off the edge and giving our offensive tackles fits at times. But he still has a long way to go, and has great speed, great power, great length. I mean, the guy's a freak athletically, and just now has to get the mentality of how to play football, because where he comes from, he's never done that before and just been kicking around the soccer ball forever. And now there's a little physicality part to it that he's going to have to pick up, and he's gotten a lot better at that, but still could get a lot better.
If you have Jamison, Jaden, Jordan, and Kyle all at full strength, how do you maximize that talent that you have? Because you can't have all 4 on the field at the same time.
Yeah, there's some things that we might do to get them all out there at the same time, but we'll keep that a secret for now. And but they're all going to play, and because they're all good players, and I'll be able to keep guys fresh. But at the same time, I'm going to go with the guys that are hot and the guys that are making plays, and those are going to be the guys that are going to be out there, the guys that are productive. And the 2 guys that have been out there the most this last week, Kyle and Jordan, have been very productive. So Jamison and Jaden know when they come back in healthy, they have a lot of progress to make up, which I know they will. They're up to the challenge, and it'll be fun to see those 4 guys and Ziggy, really, those 5 guys compete for these 2 positions coming up in this season.
And if Mississippi is as hot and humid as we think it's going to be September 3rd, you're going to use a dozen guys anyway.
Exactly. It'll be great to have those guys rotating like crazy, and we're going to make sure that they stay fresh.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.